Got a little helper today, y'all. Welcome to the Chicken Coop Homestead. Can you tell them what your name is?
Rex.
Rex. This is Rexton Ladd Thompson. And he is named after my son-in-law's grandfather's name was Rex, so he's named after him, and they turned it into Rexton, R-E-X-T-Y-N. And then my husband, whose name is Ladd, L-A-D-D, and my husband got his name because that was his grandmother's maiden name, Viola Ladd. So, as you can see, he's got cute little blonde curls. Normally it's even curlier than this, but he's been having a toboggan because he's been wanting to go outside in the cold. He is my husband. He's not my husband's shadow. He's his second skin. He will not do anything. My husband can't do anything without him being right beside him. So I'm actually surprised that he even wanted to come be in my video. Huh. Yeah. Or what are we going to do today? Do you know what we're doing?
What?
We're going, this is sourdough. This is what you make bread with. And I need to feed it. You know, there's things in there called lactobacilli, and they're going to...
It smells so good for me.
It smells good? You like that smell?
Is this a knife or nothing?
That's a pie cutter. So there's bacilli in there that we're going to feed, okay? And I'm also going to clean my jar because it's kind of time to do that when it starts getting yucky on the outside. See how yucky it is kind of on there? Memo don't like that. So we're going to feed it, okay?
What are we going to feed it to?
We're going to feed it flour and water.
Oh, wait, if you water flowers and they grow really tall like a beanstalk, and then you climb up the beanstalk and there's a castle that has a giant in it.
That's right. That's Jack and the Beanstalk. That's right. But this, we're going to not flowers like outside, but flour like you make bread in. All right, so we're going to pour it in here.
Don't get me.
I won't get you. And then Mama's going to get all this good stuff out of here because we don't want to waste any, do we? Mama doesn't like to waste things, does she?
Yeah, you can waste them for chickens.
Yeah, sometimes we give it to our chickens, don't we?
Yeah, sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes. Hey, what are we going to do with this water?
We're going to feed it. It's going to have flour and water to feed it with.
Oh, so why does it got all that green around?
Don't put your hand in it.
Why?
I need clean water. Your hands are clean, but still.
See, I got that thing. Hey, I had one of these. Remember when I was playing with them?
What did we make last night? What did you and I make last night?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. That's right. Sit back up here because you're my helper. I need a helper.
Do you have any more of these?
Yeah, got some more of these.
No, I mean, do you got any more of these measure cups?
Yes, I do have some more of those
Where are
measure
they?
cups. They're in my drawer over there. But listen, we're going to do this first. Okay, so we put this is what we call starter, sourdough starter. Okay, so we're going to feed it, okay?
Hey, remember when we were cooking the pie and I cut it?
Yes, you did. All right, so we're going to say that we have, I'm going to measure it, but you don't really have to. We have about 3 cups of starter in here, okay? So you want to, when you feed your starter, especially when it's first starting out, you want to feed it however much volume it is. I do not measure it every time. I kind of eyeball it. This is just, I've got this out of there just because I'm going to wash my container, okay? So this is, my other one is dirty. It's the one that's a cup. So this is 3/4 of a cup. But you don't have to be that exact. It doesn't have to be. You saying hi to Papa T?
Hey.
All right, so we're going to put 1.
Pay attention.
This is funny looking.
Is that funny looking? 2.
Hey, you can...
We're going to put about 3 of these.
Hey, then I push on it and then it's going to be flat.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what, that's a little dipper. That makes a little hole. Not a, you're thinking of a rolling pin that'll make it flat. Yeah. You cook all the time with Mama, don't you? And who else likes to cook in your family?
Papa T.
No, who likes to cook in your family?
You.
Your daddy. Your daddy cooks all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, last time me and my dad were cooking deer meat.
You cooking deer meat, that's right.
Yeah, me and him shot deer last time.
Y'all shot a deer?
Yeah, we were going to deer hunt at Greed's house. Me and Dad were going to deer hunt at Greed's house, and we saw a deer and we shot it. It was a 22.
With a 22, huh?
No,
His big deer rifle.
yeah, deer rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And it went pow, 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 pow.
Y'all, we have native ducks that are out here. They're wild, like they come from the north, and Lad has gotten them where they come in on our pond, and they come in about when, Lad? Halloween, and they normally leave out in Valentine's. They have not left yet. We still have them. But during that time period, and even any other time period, he wants to go hunting 24/7. So we have all sorts of little guns, look like shotguns and pistols, old-timey pistols, new pistols. He wants to go hunting all the time. So he and Lad, they're not really hunting, but they pretend to go bear hunting and coyote hunting, and what all kind of hunting do y'all do?
Deer hunting.
Deer hunting. Y'all go shoot the beaver and the squirrels and pretend to shoot all sorts of things, don't you?
No, we don't shoot squirrels.
You don't shoot squirrels?
No, because they're nice.
They're nice. All right, so this is about a little pint jar, so we're going to, it's got about 2 cups of water in it. But I just kind of, I want a specific consistency. You want it about like for me, I like pancake specific.
And I'm flapping the pans.
Pancake consistency. Other people like it really thick. I don't like it thick.
Memo, how do you flat pancakes?
How do you flat pancakes? Well, the batter is just smooth enough that it just flattens on its own when you pour it on the pan. So you don't have to flatten a pancake.
Hey, what's this spoon for?
It's just a long stirring spoon.
As long as my hands are that wide.
When you're first doing your starter, and if you're trying to start your starter from scratch, you'll want to be a little bit more specific in the exact amount of its volume, because you want to establish that sourdough but mine has been going a long time. It's good. You don't have to be that picky about it. Probably be a good consistency. I'm just trying to get some of these lumps out of here. I don't like the lumps.
Let's see how much knife there is. 1, 2. Wait.
Is it lumpy? Look at Mama's batter. Is it lumpy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it lumpy? Do we need to stir it some more?
Hey, what's this?
I wish you'd stir it for me.
Hey, what's this?
That's a knife sharpener.
Oh, show me how it works.
No, I'm not going to show you how it works right now.
Why?
Because we're doing my video. All right. I really need Lad strong hands to come stir this a little bit.
Bunchy, I got strong hands. I can stir it.
Okay.
Let me help you.
No, here, stir it with this. I don't want to dirty up something else. Can you stir it a little while?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We're working on yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. We have a little trouble with that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you're not lumpy.
Got it stirred up good?
Yeah, Punchy, we need your
Yes,
strong.
ma'am.
Punchy, we need your strong hands right now.
Right now?
Yep. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! This is like a cannonball. Boom! 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 I can't believe I'm spending the night with you and Papa T. Look, now it's not rolling.
Do you like to spend the night with Mama and Papa T?
Look, now it's not rolling.
Do you like to spend the night with us?
Hey, this is how I
I'm asking you a question. Do you like to spend the night with Mama and Papa T? Yes. Would you just move in with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay a whole night with y'all.
A whole night. You've already spent one whole night with us. You'll spend another.
Watch, this is how you make an airplane take off. You just slap it up and then it goes.
He'd rather be outside playing. His mama's not feeling too good, and little sister is not feeling too good, and brother's in school, so we brought this middle child because he likes to go and do 24/7. So to give my daughter a little break and to try to get her rested up and well again, we took him, didn't we?
Yeah, what's this?
He wants to go, or do all the time, as you can see.
This is funny looking.
Is that funny? Do you know what that is?
What?
That's when you get a jar lid opener off of your candy jars.
So do you put the can in here and do you scoop it up like that?
You kind of pull the lid off with it. Mama's sourdough starter, and it's going to rise about double this size. So I need to get my canister washed and put this back in my canister so when it doesn't overflow out of this container. It takes a little bit. It isn't instantaneous, especially in this cool weather. What have we been? Did we build a fire this morning? Yeah. Mama built a fire. What are the 3 things you need for a fire? You remember? We talked about it. You needed fuel. What was the fuel? The wood. And you needed a spark or something to light the ignition, to ignite the fire. And we use a little lighter, don't we? And then you need one more thing for the fire. What was it?
A pumper.
No. Yeah, the pumper. But what does that pumper do?
It pumps out air.
It pumps out air. We have like a little bellows that does the air. And what's in the air that the fire needs?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. So you need a fuel, which is our wood, and it needs air that has oxygen, and then it needs an ignition, doesn't it? He learned a whole science project, and he's only 3 years old. All right. So we're just going to wash my container, put this back in there, and then it is fed for the day, and tomorrow we'll be able to use it to make some bread. I'm going to put a little bit more water in this. Maybe I can get all these lumps out. Oh yeah, that's better.
I'm shooting out bullets.
You're shooting out bullets. Everything has to do with bullets, fishing, hunting. I have some old tackle boxes in here that has old tackle in it, and he likes to just look through the tackle box. He wants to take the tackle out and talk about it and look at all the tackle all the time, don't you? You like that? That's one of your favorite things to do. Can you tell everybody bye?
Bye.
Come up here and sit where they tell them bye where they can see you. Can't see you right now.
Bye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Come back and see us here at the Chicken Coop Homestead.
Thanks. Come at the chicken coop instead
And visit with us.
and visit us.
All right. Bye, baby. Thanks for helping, Mama.
You're welcome.
Bye, y'all. Put my sourdough starter back into my canister, and I marked it. I don't know if you can see. I took a little Sharpie marker, which will just wipe off a glass, and I put it right here. And that measures where my sourdough starter's at, and I'll bring y'all back and actually show y'all after I fed it how much it rises. It takes a couple hours or whatever, but it rises in this container. It's amazing how much it rises. Just do a little clarification. You don't need this much starter. I do this much starter because I sell my starter to people. I would suggest you keep your starter though in a pretty large container. At least a quart container, so that when it rises, it doesn't overflow. Most recipes you need 1/2 to a full cup of sourdough starter for a recipe. So you don't want to use up all your starter. So you at least need to keep at least a cup of sourdough starter going at all times. Okay, so if you keep this out on the counter, you need to feed it, if not every day, at least every other day, you need to feed your sourdough starter. If you want to increase the quantity of your sourdough starter, you can feed your sourdough starter twice a day, okay? If you don't want to feed it, you don't want to mess with it, or you're busy or going on vacation or whatever, you can put this in the refrigerator, and that's like your sourdough going into hibernation. But you still need to feed it about at least once a week. So like say you're going on vacation, you're going to be gone a week, feed it before you leave, put it in the refrigerator. When you come back home, take it out, stir it up, and feed it, okay? If it goes longer than that, a lot of people think their sourdough is dead, okay? Especially when it's been in the refrigerator, okay? You're going to have to give your sourdough starter time to it needs to warm up. You need to feed it, but it might not have very many live bacteria left in there because it has eaten everything that it has, all the food that it has in here up. But don't give up on it. Keep feeding it, and especially if that happens, feed it twice a day. Take half of it out, discard it, use that as a discard recipe, and however much volume you have in here, feed it that amount of flour and that amount of water. So it's whatever volume of starter you have, that's the amount of volume of flour, and that's the amount of volume of water you use. And you do that also if you're trying to build up your quantity. So if I had a cup of starter in here, it's my brand new starter, I've taken it home, I would feed this a cup of flour, a cup of water, stir it up. Then you have about 2 cups of sourdough starter, okay? So you've increased your volume. But then you're gonna make some bread or whatever. You're gonna take a half a cup out, you're gonna take a cup out. Whatever, so then you're back down to a cup. So at least try to keep about a cup, a fourth of a cup, a half a cup, some part of your sourdough starter, okay? And then when you know you're going to use it, you might try to build up your volume a little bit by feeding it, okay? So if you have a fourth of a cup in here, you feed it a fourth of a cup of flour, a fourth of a cup of water. That's how it is. But once you have your sourdough starter is well developed, has really good active, healthy bacilli in it, you may not have to feed it all of that amount. Like you could feed it, if you had a cup in here, you could feed it a half a cup and half a cup of water. But you do need to feed it regularly. If you don't feed it, it's just like us, we're gonna die if we don't eat, okay? But if you're not going to be feeding it, you don't wanna feed it that regularly, you can just put it in the refrigerator and it's like going into hibernation. I hope I made that just as clear as mud for you. But you don't have to be so worried about y'all. This is, people have been doing this for thousands of years, and with inaccurate measurements and all that kind of stuff. Once you have a really good starter, you can just kind of eyeball it like I did. You continually to feed your starter, you have to take some out, because if you keep feeding it but don't even take some discards out, the amount of volume of flour it would take to feed it is going to be a lot. So by discarding it, selling your starter, giving it to a friend, you making a discard recipe, making bread, whatever, that's how you use up your starter, and you maintain a healthier starter by using it, because it's going to take more and more flour to feed it. Even though I do it that way, that's just because I sell my starter, okay? I don't mind feeding 2 or 3 cups of flour every time I feed it because I'm selling my starter. So I will bring y'all back, but I made a little measurement on here of where the starter was, the volume was before, right after I fed it, and I put it back into this, wash the canister and put it back in here, and I'll bring you back when it's at its peak and show you what the height of it is.